see me on your caller ID, so pick up your PHONE.
Okay, once again, I have no point of reference. What song is that?
That's Sierra. Like I think that's from her first album.
Hmm.
Pick up the phone, boy. Pick up the. You never heard that song? Come on, Beth.
Do you know the name of it?
I think it's Pick Up the Phone.
Oh.
I told you
No.
my goal with each time we speak is going to like try to start off with a phone related song. So
Gotcha. To represent the phone conversation that we're having, that all of our friends are listening in on.
right, all the new
Right.
best friends and that are joining us and our goofiness and everything else that comes with this interaction.
Okay. All right. Well, if I know that, now that I know that's the goal, I'll have to see what I can come up with.
See, you don't be listening to me because I have clearly stated that the
I
last
swear
time.
I don't remember you ever saying that.
Well, that's a
I'll
whole
have to-
other subject.
I'll have to go back and listen. But and also when it comes to me and lyrics, no bueno.
Did you ever look at
I'm
the
not
one?
very good.
The other one I was jumping out the window. Did you ever look at that one up?
No, because that's a made up song. Nobody sings jumping out. Oh, wait a second.
Oh,
Wait
what?
a second.
Wait, what? Wait,
Okay.
what, Beth?
I think sing it real quick.
No, because you said the way I sung it sounded like a musical, so I'm not going back.
It did. I am hearing a song right now, but it's like jumping out the window. Thanks. Thank you guys. Yes, thank you. I'm available for just joking. Please don't judge me on my phone. Is that how it went?
No.
Okay. So that's a different song.
Yes.
No, mine is jumping out the window. What did you just say?
Jumping out the window, Beth.
Oh. Already. Okay, never mind.
No, you didn't answer my question with the same question that I didn't ask.
Forget it. Never mind. Okay. I think the jumping out the window that I'm talking about might be like a Bruno Mars, like so what's the one that he's with oh my gosh, not Master P.
Oh, please stop.
You know what I'm talking about? Man,
Kid
Bruno
Cudi?
Mars, Silk Sonic with Bruno Mars and
Anthony
Anderson
Paak.
Yeah. So the two of us can never go on Name That Tune
at all.
But the thing that's so funny is that I love music. I listen to it all the time. I mean, I consider myself a connoisseur of music. Well, in the sense that
really
I like it a lot, and I listen to music all the time. I just am, as you know, as this conversation started, I am horrible with lyrics. Like, I don't hear what the artist says that they're saying. I hear my own thing. Listen, I was Weird Al Yankovic. For those of y'all who remember and know Weird Al Yankovic, I swear I was him before he was him, because in my head and in my mind, I had my own. I mean, I was singing these lyrics, and that was not it. And I could have had my whole other song written based on what I was singing.
Right. You singing words that was never in a song.
Never there. Whole different. If I try to describe the song to somebody using my lyrics, they'd be like, "What are you talking about? That's not a real song." I guess it is.
That is a conversation you overheard, and
yeah, absolutely.
My one bad one that I always talk about, especially because like songs that you hear when you were younger, and then when you hear them again when you're older, whether it be the context of the song or whatever, you'd be like, "Oh, that's what that was," or "That's what they said." And so mine that I always crack up about was it Raspberry Beret by Prince?
Prince.
And so recently, like in my late 20s, well, not recently then, but yeah, go ahead. How's it go?
Girl, she wore Raspberry Beret,
right?
The kind you find
in a second-hand store.
Yeah,
okay, right there. So what I thought he said was, she wore rags, beautiful rags. Because he said rags, like
beautiful rags.
Yes.
Shut up, Dawn.
No, listen, because how did it follow up? The kind you find in a secondhand store. So
that was your 10-year-old mind. Yes.
Thinking
correlating
like,
the two
she's
together.
a thrift
That makes
shopper.
sense.
That she's a thrift shopper. So he was like, she
hilarious.
couldn't afford it. Rags, beautiful rags.
Well, good on you, because I think at that age, when I heard a song, I wasn't even trying to equate I was saying random words. Like, at least you were putting a train of thought together.
Right? Like, I'm like, it makes
shots
sense.
at a secondhand store. So I was probably just randomly saying words. They didn't have to go together. It didn't have to make sense. It just had to be what it sounded like in my ear.
Do you have one that you like messed up?
Off the top of my head, I have a ton of them, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. I mean, so many of them.
Can't even think, can you?
I can't think of the one. Okay, so there's this song by Genuine called Pony.
Right.
And the lyrics are not the best at all, but I believe when I used to hear the song come on the radio, I always said, jump on it, because I thought he was riding a pony. But that's not what he says.
Silent pause.
That's the one that just is initially like standing out in my brain. And I'll say that because I remember I was singing Jump on It, and there was somebody sitting next to me, and they're like, what are you saying? I'm like, why are you singing that?
Why are you saying that? I was just want to say, why are you saying this?
Yeah, jump on it, my pony.
Clearly he went to a supermarket carousel and put his 50 cents in,
or was an equestrian. I don't know, one or the other.
Genuine, of all people, being an equestrian. Okay, Beth, because that's what sells records. Jumped on my stallion.
I don't know, but there are tons. I wish I could think of one. If I would have known that this was going to be something that we stumbled upon, I'm sure I would have thought of some, but no, all of them. Like, I think every song, all of the songs.
Listen, well, and that's with that genre, or even, I don't know if it's genre or that kind of music, but that was good music though. You know what I mean? Like, as far as just the music,
groove too.
That back in the day, man, kids nowadays, because what they have nowadays, I'm just like, I'd rather listen to some paid commercials,
some jingles. Listen, some TV theme show songs.
Right.
They had some jams when they had TV theme show songs. They don't even have those anymore.
Whatever happened to the me? Man, the paper boy, even TV. Listen, they were saying things was changing right then. That's Family Matters. You don't know that?
Family Matters.
Oh no,
that was not
Full
Family
House.
Matters. That was Full House.
Full House. You're
that
right.
was, I mean, on the scale of 1 to 10 as it comes, that was on the. I'll give that like a 3 or 4.
Blasphemous. Who are you? You don't even know lyrics. How you gonna rate something?
I know. I don't know.
Anyway, so
well, if we're still talking about music before we move on, I'll like kind of step it up a little bit further. So, I'm into a little bit of, I'm not so much into K-pop.
Oh Lord, I already know where
don't. As much as I'm into one particular K-pop group, Dawn,
I didn't say anything. Stop. I didn't even say anything. Go ahead.
As much as I'm into one particular K-pop group that has my heart, and yes, it is BTS.
Oh my gosh!
Are you kidding me?
Could you hear the flicker of my eye roll into the back of my head? Because
what is your disdain?
It's not even
the BTS. Can I ask you?
It's not disdain. First of all, don't put that out there and put a bounty on my head. You know these for real, BTS followers.
Nope, Army. Is what they're called.
Oh my god. Okay. And the BTS I ain't trying to get my tires slashed or anything else. So no, there is no disdain.
Okay.
It's just excuse me, I did just with you, because when you get into a group, you get all in, and it's
Only
just
if they're
ridiculous.
worthy of getting all into.
Oh my goodness gracious.
So, what my point was is that the lyrics, when you're singing a Korean song, are even harder when you don't know Korean.
So what have you
So,
done, Beth?
well, now I will Google Translate the lyrics
Oh my God.
at least the first time so I can have an idea of what the song is about.
Okay. Which is smart. I mean, yeah,
However,
you don't want to be singing nothing crazy, so I get that.
absolutely.
Right.
And these guys, their songs are not really crazy. I mean, they're such, listen, I have such a love for this
I know
group.
you do, and so that's what
I
I'm not
do. I
getting.
don't
Like,
know why.
where
Because you haven't given them a fair shot,
I
Dawn. Because I promise you, first of all, I think a lot of people, if they're living in or have lived in a tunnel underground and are not familiar with what's what, they might not know of BTS, or they might equate them with a few of the very commercialized, Americanized pop songs that hit the airwaves here in the US. But
right.
that's not where the gold is, Dawn.
Why can I
Because
picture?
those
I can
are,
picture the hand movements already, because
how
you
did you
know
even
you're
know? Are you in the
very.
car with me? Are you in the car
Yeah,
with me? How in the world
no,
did you know what I'm doing?
because I know you. That's how well I know you, Effa. Because I can already picture the clasped fingertips,
How did you already know?
the
Oh my goodness, stop.
the
You're stalking me. It's like you're
no,
in the
because
car
I
with me.
know you. So I know that the hand raised in the air, pointing with all fingertips clasped, like you don't know where the
Oh
real
my goodness,
gold is.
that's
That's
first of all,
how
that's
well I know
scary.
you.
That's
That's
scary.
how well I know you, Effa.
Second of all, the gold is not with the American songs singing American lyrics, and I feel like the production of the song
Mm-hmm.
and the actual like writing of the song was by someone here. The gold is in their actual like Korean songs. Okay. And they've been out for such a long time. These guys started like they really like honed their craft. Like they've been out for already a decade. They're in their late 20s, early 30s. So they got together when these boys were like teenagers. And finally, like after 10 years, they finally started to get like, make waves over here. So it's their
They put in some
native,
work.
they've put in work. Okay. and
Yeah.
and so my point is that because I don't know Korean and I'm sitting here singing Korean words, I have to say I'm really just saying sounds. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I'm singing, I'm just saying sounds. And I'm really just making up sounds that I feel like it sounds like they're saying. But when I'm singing with them, I am crooning.
You are the next member. You are
I
right
am
there.
crooning. And I've even looked as far as like I'll look up. So I have to Google BTS. So like one of my favorite songs is Fake Love by them. It's an older
Okay.
one of my favorites. So I Google Fake Love lyrics, English romanized. Because if I do it that way, it doesn't just like tell me, oh no, it's not English. I'm sorry, it's Fake Love like lyrics romanized. And what that does is it takes the Korean word, but it like spells it out phonetically so that
Oh,
if
okay.
I sing it, I could sing it along because they really have characters. I mean, they use
Yeah.
characters, so they take it, they translate it into English letters, and then they like do it so that you can say it phonetically. And then because one word might be like 11 or 15 letters long, they'll take it and they'll even like space it out or hyphenate it so that you know when to kind of like say the next syllable.
Kind of like in a dictionary, right? Like when you look up a
Kind of
word
like
and
yes, absolutely. When they kind of
and
put the
they show you how to say,
pronunciation,
okay.
yes, so that's what it is.
But now
But
listen, in saying all this, do you realize
mhm.
the um amount of work you're putting in? to sing along and be the next member of BTS.
I don't even want to be a member. I just want them to acknowledge the appreciation that I have for them. And it's crazy because I'm a grown woman.
Now, and
have you
now
seen their fan base though?
Well, that's what I was about to say, and that's why I won't call you crazy in that sense. It's like nothing with age, because them as a group, now I don't know them like that, but I know that their fan base ranges all ages. Like there are
ages, races,
yes,
genders.
Yeah.
I mean, you think gender, there's only two genders. Well,
should be only hold on. Retract. Abort, Will Robinson. Abort. No.
Okay, I won't go there.
But ages, like, so I remember, and like you said, and they're one of many. There's a lot of K-pop groups out there.
But they are like the pinnacle. They are what everybody has, like all of the K-pop artists are striving to reach the level of stardom that these guys have gotten.
Oh Lord. Okay, Beth. All I was gonna say was
the passion. The
passion. Lord have mercy. But you're not the only one. And that's the part that is like they said. So I wouldn't poke fun at you for liking them, and you're like, no, because their fan base reaches them. And what I was gonna say was our girls, two older girls, I had taken them to a K-pop concert. Now it wasn't BTS, it was like another group, and they're not like really big by any means or anything like that, but taking them to that concert, that was their first concert, but to see the range in the crowd standing outside waiting to get in, it was just amazing. Because now some, of course, like myself with them, were just chaperones. You could clearly tell the difference of those who were just there at, chaperone, make sure they got there saved. You're just there at the concert to be there. But then the age of some that were clearly there for this band. And so it's just, I can only imagine now, and that's on that level. So with BTS, like you said, what do they call it? The Army? Lord have mercy. And I mean, I would put their quote unquote Army up with like the Beehive. Like those are some. They're
ride or die for
a street gang fight you would not want to get in between.
Nope.
I would be more scared of a BTS Army member or Beehive more so than gangs of the streets of LA. Like I would take my chances trying to fight through the hood of Compton than to go up against some Beehivers or BTS Armiers or whatever.
Oh my. We forgive you. But anyway.
We, the delegates.
And and I'm not going to get stuck on it too long, but I got into them accidentally. I got into them because
that sounds like somebody, sir, you're under arrest. I didn't mean to steal this. The items just ended up in my hands accidentally.
I'm going to tell you what happened, and then we can move on, because I don't want to bore anybody who is over here in this conversation if they don't care for BTS and they think it's whatever. But I will tell you this.
But Beth will disown you. No. Yeah.
My youngest daughter has been into them for a while.
Okay.
And I didn't pay much attention to them or whatever. And, but she's been a fan. And they had one song that came out that I liked. It was called Fake Love. And it had a nice, like kind of an R&B vibe to it.
Okay.
And it's so funny because what originally, oh man, I'm gonna stick my foot in my mouth. What originally made me notice this song is the way they said fake love. And it was like, it's a fake love. And I'd be like, why are they saying fake love like that? Why are they making it sound like that? But I found myself singing fake love. I found myself singing it. And then I knew I liked the song, but I was like, Keely, why are they singing it like that? Like, it's why? But then
that's how they got you in there.
that they got me in there. And so
You
I
were
started
the
liking
curiosity done killed the cat.
And so
That's what
then, I taught Zumba and I taught
right.
dance fitness. And so when you're teaching those type of classes, they want you to use like either Latin music or world music, like music from other countries. And so
Okay.
I was doing a dance to their song called Mic Drop. And at the time, I still didn't really know much about them. And the song that I was doing, Mic Drop, was not, they have a version with Steve Aoki, who is a producer. And then also with, what's that guy's name? Who sings Panda?
Panda.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Oh,
Him.
I'm
I
so
believe it's
old.
him.
Panda. What's his name?
Yes.
It's not Future, not Two
No.
Chains.
No.
What is that fool's name? He don't be saying nothing.
No.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, it was with him.
Okay.
And so I liked the sound of his voice. So when he was on that version of their song, it sounded good. I liked it. So I use that as one of my dances. And so I really liked it. Well, then Keely was like, she goes, I like the song better, their version, like without him in it, and not the Stevie Aoki version. So she let me listen to it, and what she did was let me watch them perform it. And I was like, okay. Then I went down that rabbit hole. So then I watched them. They performed on Saturday Night Live. So I pull up this version on Saturday Night Live. These dudes, like, they don't just sing, they dance and everything. And then I started realizing like the whole, so then Keely was trying to break down the composition of them. You got 3 rappers and 4 singers. And so then we would get in the car and she'd want to play the music. And I'd be like, okay, play the song. And she'd be like, okay, see if you can distinguish who was who. I'm like, they all sound alike. I don't know who is who. And then she'd show me pictures and I'd be like, they all look alike. I don't know who is who. And so it turned into me like, I have no idea what's what. So I slowly just started learning them. But so she would get in the car and play their songs. And this is way back to the beginning of this conversation. What I like about their music is they have studied genres. So their music, these are young dudes, but their music, they've got some R&B stuff on their albums. They've got some old school, like hip hop sounding, because the rappers, when they were in Korea, when they were first getting into rap and learning rap, some of these old school rappers were who they listened to kind of like teach
be inspired
them.
by.
Yes. Because, they didn't have rap in Korea like the way we had it over here. So they were listening to all different types. So a lot of their old albums sound like things that anymore, like today, people aren't making that music anymore.
Right. Okay.
And so I know you, and I've been telling you for years, I'm going to get you.
Years. My goodness.
By years. Now, a couple of years. I'm getting you on the bus. You're going to get on the bus. And now they're all about to go off. Half of them are in the Army because they have to leave for Korea. They have to leave and they have to serve so much time in the military in Korea. The last 4 members, I believe, are about to join in December. And so they're all away and they're going to reunite in 2025 when they all will be out. And we are going to Korea, Dawn, for their comeback tour.
Oh my goodness. Now listen, okay. So as I represent the delegacy of those who are not into BTS, I don't know. You get what I know.
Yeah.
I will say that I do now, from the stuff that you've shared and forced me to watch and listen to, they are talented. I'm not saying that these guys aren't talented, very talented. And especially, and me and you really appreciate like dancers and things like that. So
that's what gets me is the dance, man. It gets me every time.
They can break it down. They can move. I will give them all that and some. It's just that it's still
you're
BTS, and
you're gonna get on board. Okay, so this is
getting on that bus.
Yes, you are.
I am not getting.
You're getting on board. There's gonna be a BTS cruise, and we are going on it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm gonna leave this alone. I have one challenge for you. I'd like to put out there, and then maybe this time next week we can revisit.
Put me on a challenge. Don't do that. Don't do that. What's the
It's
challenge?
not a
Heifer?
challenge. Okay, so there are 7 members. They have each now branched out to do their own individual thing because the group went on hiatus. But this was all part of the plan. Like I said, they're all going into the military. Then I think when they get back, they're all going to do one collaborative effort, come back again, whatever. So the latest one to release an album is the youngest member. His name is Jungkook. Okay.
Heard that name.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that a
So
couple
he has a
times.
couple of singles out right now. One with Jack Harlow called 3D. He has one out that was called 7 that he did with Lotto.
Okay.
And his album, now he's finally released his whole album. So he has a song that I want you, 2 songs I want you to check out. And I want you not just to listen to the songs, you have to watch the video because of the dancing.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll get
and
that
I'm going to I would like you to do that and then come back next week and tell me what you think. So the one song is called Standing Next to You. Okay. And it definitely puts you in a groovy, funky, like Michael Jackson era type feel. Definitely. He
performed that on some billboard or something?
He's performed it in Times Square in New York City.
Yes, I seen that. I mean, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I seen a clip of it and I was like, why is this Michael Jackson impersonator up here?
He's not, and honestly, I don't think that he's necessarily trying to impersonate Michael. He's got like, I think, perfect pitch. His voice, it's like perfect pitch. And so he has a really nice falsetto. So he can just go that high. So lots of times when he sings, you know how The Weeknd sounds, sometimes you hear him singing and he sounds like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. And I think the song in particular, they were going for like that. Like I said, they studied all these different genres. So I feel like,
Beth, there's nothing at this point that I could say about any of these that you wouldn't have some sort of backup reasoning as to why. I could have said this boy wears short ankle socks in the wintertime, and you would have been like, well, the reason is because, in Korea, now I've looked this up now, they have a special cotton blend that is only allowed to be sewn to a certain height. And so that's why I could have been like, Beth, but he can't breathe out of his left nostril. Well, the reason is, now I looked that up. Now he likes spicy foods, but he only eats on one side of his mouth, and so the other side.
Army is coming to get you. Army is coming to get you.
There's nothing I can say. So just give me the other song. So
Standing next to you, and then 3D, and that's the one with Jack Harlow. I love that song. Please, maybe try and find a version without Jack Harlow. Okay.
All right, Standing Next to You in 3D. That is my...
Jack Harlow's rapping it to me, which I know if Army hears this, and I'm one of you, they're going to maybe not agree. I think Jack Harlow did a disservice to the song. It needed something in there, maybe a rap in there, somebody else's rap, but his rap to me, I just did not like it. Whatever.
Well, they're not gonna be mad at you about that because he's not part of the Army, right? So
but anyway,
I feel like you can get away with that.
Okay, so to not bore anybody any longer, anybody else who does not care about BTS, about all that, I will move on. I've said my piece.
Oh Lord,
I've put it out there.
Listen,
but if any of you guys have any questions, if you're listening and you want to know where to start, can we check these guys out? I'm serious. It's too late now because they're not even together anymore. But like, come on, if you want to go on the cruise with me, let's go.
If you have any other questions or concerns regarding BTS, please feel free to reach out to Beth online at www.thisheffaiscrazy.com. No.
Okay. All right. I'm done. BTS out. Okay. I'm done.
Speaking of cruises, though, man, love me a good cruise. Whew.
Dawn, I'm fiending.
Cruising is like, man, for those, I feel like I've turned into you. You know how for as long as you were like, you could be a spokesperson for cruises. And that's how I got hooked, was because of you and our friend Carly going on cruise and talking about the fun. And now I'm hooked. I've got my husband hooked. He loves them. I'm about to get my mama hooked. I'm about to take her on her first one. I'm just looking ahead and I'm anxious and happy.
They're so much fun. And I feel like sometimes they get a bad connotation. I feel like for those who have never been on a cruise before, they think of like a lot of maybe older people on a ship and
Gilligan's Island.
or something, the Love Boat or whatever. But to me, and I've been on several cruises, several different places. I mean, all over the Caribbean.
I feel like you saying several is such a lie. Like I feel like that's not giving the correct amount of time. Like several times 1,000.
Right. Well, I mean,
the math ain't math at best. Like,
I've been on a few,
okay.
and to me, if you're concerned about someone who likes to get like the best bang for their buck, it is 100% not only the best bang for your buck, but it is also a really fun time. I remember the very first time I went, my sister had went on one first with her friends. And she came back and she's like, you guys, we need to do a cruise. So my family went on a cruise, and it was a 7-day cruise, Royal Caribbean. That's who I tend to stick with. I've found the best with them. For me personally, that's who I like to cruise with. And I was kind of hesitant. We were like, okay, the family was going though. I'm like, okay, it's a family cruise. Everybody, let's get together. Let's go. That'll be fun. But I'm like, we're going to be on this cruise for 7 days. Like, what in the world are we going to do for 7 days on a cruise ship? Girl, by day 3, I was like, how can I not get off this cruise ship? Like, what can I do that I can stay on here for another 10 days? I did not want to get off.
That's how I felt. I was like, I turned into Ariel. Look at this stuff.
Yeah.
Isn't it neat?
I did not. Absolutely. You don't want to get off. And I went on my first cruise with my son.
Yeah.
So I think his first cruise, he was maybe like 2 or 3.
Jealous.
So it wasn't like I was like footloose and fancy free. It was like still my life, but on a cruise ship. That's what I say whenever I was like taking my kids with me and we all went on cruises. Right. It was my life. It wasn't like some vacation where you can like completely relax whenever you have kids, but it was still, it didn't matter. They offer so much variety of things to do. The attention, at least, it used to be the attention to detail and the service that you would receive. You got off there, everybody, you could not be in a bad mood on a ship because everybody was having such a good time. Right. It didn't matter. You were just happy. And
it will spoil you.
Then, it will. Ever since then, I've been spoiled. And I feel like, too, I've been to different countries on the ship while we're on the ship. And I know it's not ideal. Maybe if you want to go to Italy and say you want to spend like 2 or 3 days in or 4 days in Rome or whatever the case may be. But I've gotten to see a lot of countries, a lot of beautiful places, have the whole day there, which is really fine. And then the next day I'm someplace else in a different country and have the whole day there, which is great. That to me is wonderful because I don't know outside of that if I would ever have been able to go, at least at that time in my life, to all these different places with my children and experience all of it the way that I did. And on a cruise ship, I could do that and then not have to worry about where we're staying or what we're eating or any of that stuff, because I know at the end of the night, I'm going to get back on that ship. I'm going to have a lovely dinner. I'm going to have an entertainment that night, have a place to a way to get around, and have a place to lay my head.
All right there, all wrapped in one. Nice, neat, and tight. And listen, when you, all I think about is my first cruise with y'all. And like you said, just the attention to detail, just how, Miss Dawn, what do you need? What can we do for you? And just like the amount of fun. And I really thought about like breakfast, lunch, and dinner right there. You didn't have to worry about anything. When I got home, when I tell you the amount of disappointment,
oh my goodness,
I felt when I stood in the middle of my kitchen and was like, who gonna cook for me? Like, I'm not supposed to be here. Where is Raja? Like,
I'll take it one step further. When I get back home to my kitchen and I got these 3 little people looking at me and asking what's for dinner, I'm like, why are you asking me? Like, what are you talking about? Why are you asking me? Why are you staring at me? Oh, is it dinner time? Dang it. Okay, I do have to cook now. It is. I usually get the blues on the plane ride home. You've been in some place sunny and upbeat, and the calypso music is playing, and I mean everybody's having a good time, and then you get on that plane
Oh,
and you're
back
riding
to
back into
reality.
the Midwest in December or January, and it's brown and gray and dead, and you just left sun and blue skies and green. And I literally get home, and for like a couple of days I'm like in a funk because I'm like,
But see
I
now,
should be here.
Heffa, now you in the sunshine state of Florida. So now if you,
I am.
oh,
It,
ooh, I can punch you in the
it
throat.
does make the comeback a little less harsh.
Yeah,
I
and
will
you're
say
right
that.
there.
And I'm right
Remember
here. I got
we would think about
ports.
that, like trying to
I
get
have
back home.
I
Oh,
got ports literally 2 hours south, an hour and a half south, 3 hours west, 2 hours north. Literally, like I've got ports at every,
listen, nobody likes a
I'm
bragger.
so I wasn't
That's
bragging. Shut up. I
nobody likes
wasn't
to brag. Like you don't have to say all that. That's a little
You brought
extra.
it up.
But I'm just saying, you put a little merch on there. It
Okay,
was a
sorry
little
about
bit
that.
merch. But you know what? When I was in Philly, I didn't, because when we would cruise, we generally always cruise out of Florida. I think one time we cruised out of Texas
Yeah.
and Puerto Rico. So I'm just used to those kind of ports. When we were in Philly, I didn't realize there's a port in New Jersey. So when me and Elle went on our anniversary cruise, I that is probably one of the only three things of Philly I will miss was that how close the port was, so we could drive. It was so
Man, it
nice.
makes such a difference. It
Oh,
makes
it
such a
does.
difference.
It really does. I'm like, that is one thing that I can say I truly miss about Philly is how close we were to that New Jersey port to be able to drive. You didn't have any or like luggage
Restrictions as far.
restrictions.
Yep.
And you could tell the people that live close by going on like cruising out of New Jersey. I'd never seen so much luggage in my life. I'm like, y'all, but we are coming back. Like, what is happening? Why do you have 6 suitcases?
I even felt like the last time I cruised, I felt like if for some reason I forgot something that was like detrimental that I had to have, if I got to the ship by like 1 o'clock, which is when they start boarding, and they
Yeah,
don't set sail until like 4 or 5, I technically could come back home, grab that detrimental thing, like say I forgot my
ridiculous.
passport or my birth certificate or
Yeah.
whatever, I could come back and get it and get back to the port within
Oh my
enough time,
goodness. Right.
so
Right.
yeah,
Oh, I'm jealous. Oh, I'm happy for you, but I'm jealous.
that's the
Whatever.
only, well, come on down, come on down.
We'll leave the light on for you.
Come on down.
Oh.
Oh
So
man,
yeah,
but
so
yeah,
do a cruise. If you haven't done a cruise, just check it out. And like I of course in anything you play, you can always have people say, oh well, I heard this one time. Well, that's going to be with anything that you do. But like you said, for the most part, it's just great fun, especially if you can go with a great group. If you got a great family to go with, great friends and stuff like that, it just makes it
it
even that
really
part all
does.
the more fun to really enjoy it all together and just have memories. You can create great memories. And even so, like I said, me and Elle did our anniversary cruise, just even with the two of us. Now we both love our family, so of course we would miss having like you guys and our friends, but even just a couple thing like to do, it's so nice. And to you can reserve dinner for just the two of you and you're out on the water and
It can you can vacate whichever way you want to vacate. So like if you want to, be moving and going and doing the whole time, you can do that the whole time. Or if you want to
right,
just chill and vibe the whole time, you can do that the whole time. Or if you want to do half and half, you say, you know what, I'm going to try and get out and do this for the first couple of days, but then I want to spend the rest of the days relaxing and chilling because we're headed home. You can do it
it's all
however you
possible.
want to do it, and that's what I like about it. And um like I said, we've been on several, and one of our friends who I've cruised a lot with, she's expressed, let's try something else in a cruise, and I'm fine with trying something else as well, but there always is going to be something, even if I say, oh, you know what, let's try something else. Let's just go someplace and stay, or let's
Yeah.
just, that is still fun and great. And I love that, but still it's hard for me to turn down a cruise. Even if
Yes.
I want to go,
Yes.
let's just go to Greece. Let's just go to Italy. Let's just go to Jamaica. Let's just go to let's try someplace else, something else. That's fine. But if you were to come back and say, you know what, let's just go ahead and cruise, I'm down.
Right. Right. Because
BTS Cruise
I have yet
2027. We're
to.
all gonna go on board.
Right.
Get on board. I'm making that up. I don't know if they're having a cruise. I'm just saying that.
It's true, because I'm thinking, I'm like, I have yet to do a all inclusive. I would like to try that out, because I've heard great things about that as well, like all inclusive resorts,
Yeah,
and
it's like a
where you
cruise on land. I think
just in one
the
spot.
same idea. Yes,
Right,
absolutely.
right. So I wouldn't mind trying something out like that. And with all inclusives, you got a lot of options there too, as far as like different destinations. The only thing, and it's not negative at all, but like you said, with cruising, depending on the type of cruise you pick and things like that, you can see several locations. With all inclusive, you are just there, so you're only getting that one location, that
Right.
one area to see. But that's,
And
again,
oftentimes the location though is so beautiful, you're okay
right.
with just like looking at that for the 7 days or 5 or however long you're there.
Yeah, I hear like nice beaches and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
beautiful.
I'm all for having a liquor thingy set up in my room where it's unlimited drinks, and yes, sign me up. Sign me up. Some All the restaurants and specialty restaurants and things like that. Sign me up.
And that's so
So,
nice, Dawn, because once you've paid, if you can be as cheap or as not cheap once you get there as you want to, because
right.
the cost of the trip is already paid
You
for. And
paid
that's
it.
what I love. I love getting off of a cruise ship or coming back from vacation and knowing I'm getting, I don't owe anything. I don't have to worry about paying my
Yes.
credit card off. I don't have to worry about doing anything. I have paid before I've gotten myself on that ship. And
Exactly.
I love that feeling of not like owing anything or anybody when I get off.
Right.
To me, I love
Right.
it.
That's one thing I usually share with people. Excuse me. When they ask about cruises and things like that, I always share that I like the idea that, say you've paid for your cruise, right? You've paid for your taxes and fees and all that stuff. Once you get on that ship, if you decide not to spend another penny for the duration of the cruise, that's fine, because it already includes your meals, it already includes your entertainment. The extras cost, yes, but like I said, if you didn't want to do anything extra, you don't have to,
You don't have
and you don't
to.
have to spend that money.
And
So
still have a
one
great time
and
without
still,
having to spend another dime. Another
because
dime.
95% of that experience everyone else is doing too. Like I said, now if you want to pay
Right.
for the extra stuff, but everyone's getting the same exact experience. So it's just nice to know that, hey, once I paid my cruise, that's it. So I can get on the boat and just chill, just
And just,
live it up.
yep.
Oh, live it up. All the show, they, like you said, something for everybody. They have comedy shows. They have the what is it, the tribute shows where they'll cover a band.
Mm-hmm.
I think, what did we see, who was on, it was the Temptations or something like that. They were
Oh, that was
really
on our
good. Really, really good. Comedy shows, ice shows,
game
oh,
shows that you can interactive so you can participate. I
right.
love to do trivia.
Get
If I
right.
can hit every trivia, every trivia, I'm looking every day. Where's trivia? Where's
Listen,
trivia?
karaoke, I love to
Karaoke,
bring
yes.
out Britney. I'm gonna bring out some Britney on the ship. I'm about to be famous. So it's just so much. And then, you got your 24-hour pizza spots, uh,
Ice
oh,
cream all day, every day.
ice cream. I'm saying, for those who are not lactose intolerant,
Not for me.
things to enjoy.
Not for me, but
But then,
whatever.
and if you have dietary restriction, or you're just on a special diet, they're so accommodating. It's like just something for everybody. Look into it, people. That's all I'm saying. Like you said, I favor, only because I started with them, and I feel like not like I'm stuck, but being that I have rewards with Royal Caribbean, I do tend to stick with that cruise line, only to get
Right.
my points and move up move up the tiers.
Right.
But
If
there's,
I am cruising, why, I want to add to my
right,
rewards.
get
Why would
my
I?
points,
Right.
for it. But with that, there's also other great cruise lines. Even when we were joking about the last royal cruise that me and my husband were on, there were so many on that cruise talking about Carnival and how Carnival, like, how much they enjoyed Carnival, and where they're going in the direction of just their line of new ships and things like that. So there's a bunch of different ones. Like those are just the ones I feel like you see a lot advertised, like Carnival, Royal. But there's like and there are the ships for older ones.
Mm-hmm.
Is it NCL? I'm
Um,
thinking of.
NCL, I think it's Norwegian Cruise Lines.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
has a
yeah.
reputation of being geared toward an older crowd. But I think even now, the way things are changing so much that maybe not so much anymore. You know what I mean? Maybe
Right.
at times, I know that Royal always had a nice reputation, and Carnival kind of had a reputation of being a little bit of a party ship, and maybe not as
Family friendly.
maybe not as family friendly, maybe the caliber kind of so and so. But I will have to tell you, the last cruise I think I went on was a Carnival. It was one of their newer ships, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it was nice. The food was fantastic. I mean, I was pleasantly surprised because I had been on Carnival one other time, and if that first time had been
The make or break.
I would never have went back on a Carnival ship again. But I was like, I'll give it another try. Whatever. I just because I like to cruise. How bad can it be? And it
Right,
was
right.
really, we had a really, really good time. We went on Family Feud champions on the ship, may I say? You know I'm all about my games,
I want to
girl.
win.
You know I'm all about. I'm not competitive, Dawn.
I want to win.
I'm not
I
competitive,
ain't saying.
Dawn.
Listen, I ain't saying.
But we did happen to win Family Feud. Okay.
Oh, Lord.
$500. I'm just saying. Whatever. So yeah, I mean, I feel like the way it is now, they're because of the competition and the way things are. I think they're just trying. Everybody's trying to kind of like pull out the stops and make sure that everybody has a good time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Most definitely. So, like I said again, look into it. If you haven't cruised, like just look into it. And the length of cruises now, of course, being that we've cruised and we know what it entails and what's behind it, we're going to be more tempted to go for the longer cruises. But
right.
even for those who feel like, oh my gosh, 7 days on a ship, I can't do it, they offer 3 and
Like
4 day cruises.
Yeah, 3 or 4 day
and
cruise you can do. Just that to me, that's a dip your toe. If you're a beginner, that to me is a way to dip your toe in the water to see if you kind of like them or don't like them.
Exactly. And that's what I plan to do with my mama. So my mom's never been on a cruise. We've never had a mother-daughter trip.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, like, my dad, which he passed away last year, but being that he had health problems, it was just hard for her to get away. So now that she doesn't have that stress on her, and like as far as being a
Responsibility to go
caretaker,
with it. Yeah.
yeah, as far as being a caretaker, I'm like, well, lady, let's do it. And so
That'll be so fun.
I know, I finally convinced her, but her biggest thing, well, not biggest thing, but she was like, I don't want to be on no 7-8 day. I'm like, you don't know what you're missing, but that's fine. So I did find a cruise from February 12th to the 16th. So it's not definitely long enough in my book. However, just to get her a little taste, just to get her, you know what I mean? Because I already know once she's on there,
she's gonna have a great time
and going to be hooked from that point on out. So I'll go ahead and do a little, short little stint, just to get her hooked in there. So.
I'm so excited for her. I can't wait for you to, come back and tell me how she's doing, how she did. I mean, how she liked it, and everything. I'm excited.
And that's me. I'm more so excited because I already know what to expect. I'm so excited for her. Like, how when you watch someone's reaction as a first time cruiser, you know what I mean? So I'm waiting to see her face when she sees just how big the ship is on the inside, all the stores. My mom's a shopper. She's going to love just seeing how it looks like you got a mall on the ship. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these ships are huge on the inside, and the things that they do with the different levels, it's so pretty. A lot of artwork and just visually nice. So yeah, I'm excited for her. I'm excited to see her mouth drop and be like, oh my goodness.
That'll be nice too, just the two of you guys. That'll be great.
Yeah. I love my mom. That's my girl. So it's definitely going, Whew.
Y'all gonna
That's
have a
going to
good
be a
time.
great
Y'all gonna have a
episode
good
later
time.
down the line.
Okay. Well, I went on a girls trip with my two.
Yeah.
We went last year, and that was a lot of fun. It was a lot. I mean, because when we cruise, I usually travel with my mom, and I've got my two sisters too as well. So we've all done things together. Like we go to Chicago usually every year, and so it was
Right.
nice. So I was happy to kind of go with my two daughters, and we had such a good time. We went to Mexico. We can't wait to go back. I mean, it was so much fun. So
Now, did
I
you guys
get
do a
it.
resort? Was that a like an
It
all
wasn't.
inclusive thing?
It was not an all inclusive resort. It was a. It was weird. It was a well, it was a hotel, but some of the units in the hotel were privately owned, and then some
Oh,
were,
okay.
owned by the hotel. So I don't know. I've never heard of that before. That could be a common thing, and maybe it's how they do things in resort areas. But that's what this place was. So some of the rooms were um, like hotel rooms, and then some were privately owned. And the one that we happened to stay in was a privately owned. So it was funny because when you opened the door, it was decorated like totally different than some of the other rooms that we could see that were by the pool, and people had
Yeah.
their doors open and their patio doors open. Ours was decorated like in really bold and bright colors. They had a little bit. We were in Mexico, so they had a little bit of people that had they had things up. What do you call it? Like the Dia de los Muertos, like the day
Oh,
of the.
yeah,
So they had some
yeah.
of that like kind of coloring and like artwork up, and so it was bright reds and yellows and then the room next to us was like all kind of like natural and like wood tones and plants and greenery. So it was really interesting. But our particular room had it was so nice. It was 2 stories. On the
Oh,
top
wow.
floor, it had a full like the balcony was so beautiful. It was wide open. You could see the ocean, the whole like we were right on the beach. So you could see the ocean from the balcony. There was a pool. I mean, a jacuzzi or a hot tub up there. They had a full kitchen, a grill, like a place where you could a
On
living
the
room
rooftop?
area out on the rooftop.
Oh,
It
shucky
was
ducky.
beautiful. It was so nice. And then we rented a golf cart, and we could drive from one end of the island to the other end of the island,
Oh,
and
that's
see where the
real
locals were. It
nice.
was such a good time. We were only there for like 3 or 4 days, but it was perfect. Weather was perfect. It was a good time.
Yeah.
So
See,
it
to
was
be
just
able to
nice
try to
being able
do,
to spend that, to take that kind of a trip with my daughters, as opposed to, you know, the back in the day when I was taking the cruises with these girls and having to pack diapers on it was just a totally
yeah,
different, it would
yeah.
come full circle. So it was so nice.
Oh,
So
that's
I appreciate my
awesome.
mom going on trips with us, because I, appreciate how she must have felt. So I, now I'm feeling
Yeah.
the same type of thing. So it was great.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I'm gonna wait
So
for
I'm excited for you. I can't wait for y'all to go.
like I said, we're about to live it up. Listen, listen. Just say we'll talk. Like I said, we're gonna have a future episode about it if y'all don't see us on the news first.
Oh
Just
man.
watch either the news or wait for our podcast, whichever should come first.
Oh man.
What else we got? Listen, we know we're about to get
Wind it
back to the
down.
grind.
It's Sunday again.
It's
I will say that I've tried to bring a much more positive attitude today than I did last week.
yes, it was. You were definitely positive.
Okay, great. I don't know what was going on last Sunday. I was in such a I wasn't in a bad mood either. I didn't feel like I was in a bad mood. But man, I got on the phone with you and it was like,
And let me tell you another thing.
yes, it all came out. But so it's winding down. It's getting to be hours before it's time that I need to get my head on for
Oh,
Monday
stop.
morning.
I know.
And what I have to do tonight before I go to bed is
What is that?
clean my purse. Dawn, I have got to clean out my purse. Listen, I
No,
don't know
you know why I'm laughing?
why.
Because I remember picking up your purse, Heifer, 25 pounds of everythingness that you carry. So when you say I got to clean my purse, I'm already imagining the items that you're going to be pulling out.
I don't even know what's in there.
Dressing bottles,
Is
some sort of makeup kit that has 36 pieces that's dented and dug out, scraped to the bottom. I don't even know why it's probably still in your purse.
Shouldn't be.
50,000 receipts.
On point.
Listen, 45% of
Bullseye.
which are from Aldi.
Bullseye. I don't.
18 chapsticks because you kept buying one when you couldn't find the one that went to the bottom of your purse.
It's absolutely ridiculous. And listen, I think that the level of clutteredness in my purse directly correlates to my brain and how my head feels. I'm not lying.
Lord.
I am not lying. When my purse is a mess, I find that like I can't get anything done. My attention span is like so short, and like I'm like all over the place. And when I clean out my purse,
you pull out your thoughts.
So Dawn, it's like I'm not lying. It's like I'm like, oh, I can think clearly. I can see things I haven't seen before. I don't even need glasses at that time. It's like, what? It's so weird. So I know that when I'm feeling like bogged down and my head is a mess and I can't do anything right, and I find myself like yelling at myself like, you're such an idiot. Why did you do that? I'm so stupid. Blah, 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 blah. I look, my purse is a mess. And then when I clean my purse, I feel like, I feel like a new lady. It's like I'm walking on air. It's like, oh my goodness, I can't even describe it. So I'm so looking forward to it because I have not cleaned my purse in like months.
Oh my gosh.
It is time because I've been feeling so heavy lately. And I have like a new lease on life when I clean my purse. It's like, I'm walking on sunshine. I feel so good.
That was the song I was going to sing. And I'm cracking up because, like you said, I know how your mind works. People, it's, I can't even explain it to somebody else, but I know you have a lot of squirrel moments. So I can already envision, and that's why I said you're going to be pulling out your thoughts, because you'll be doing stuff mid-sentence and stop and switch to another subject. So I can only imagine you grabbing stuff, putting it in your purse, stopping mid, picking up something else, putting it in your purse, like thinking as you go. I'll never forget when I was in the car with you.
Oh, I already know.
And I was getting ready to get out of the car. You said 5 or 6 sentences to me. Did not finish near one of them. And ended with, huh? Wait, no, wait. I'm like, how are you asking? I'm still sitting on the edge of the seat trying to get out the car, trying to figure out what you needed from me. And not one clear sentence was completed.
Man.
And this heifer had the nerve to say, huh? I'm like, I feel like you just had that conversation with the small person in your head. You said it was something along the lines, and I mean, this has been a minute ago, but I will never forget it. The fact that I had my hand on the handle, and you're like, "Oh, Dawn." I said, "Yeah." You was like, "You need to." I gotta, and when I go to the, and so I gotta, huh? And I was like, "Whoa!" I didn't know if my baby had a stroke. If this, I was like, as I'm watching you, and the lips are moving, but nothing comes out when you move your lips, like nothing.
Oh man!
He said, "I think I need to." Oh, because I gotta, and then because when I do, and if I, huh? I said, "Oh yeah, listen, I try to back out the car slowly."
Listen, I was letting you let me drive.
Yeah, that's the other scary part. That is the other. But did you die? Like that's the other.
It's crazy. Oh man!
Because I need it. Because when I don't. Well, I put it. Huh? Like it's like that.
It's like, who are
It's
you
like the
talking
light short circuited or something, and it was flickering. It was a bunch of flickers, and then it like clicked on, and it was like, huh? All I see is like a little person in your brain flicking a light bulb in your head, and like each flick is a thought, and it just
oh man,
until that light came on, and this heifer talk about some, huh?
It's so. I mean, unfortunately, it's so true.
It's funny because it's true.
Oh man.
On that note,
yeah. So my goal is to get my purse cleaned out.
Okay.
So that I can so I can start fresh tomorrow, walk into work with a fresh, positive attitude, and get things done. Plus, I have to go inside. I think I told you, but I didn't expound on it. I've got to submit this audition tape that I'm auditioning for a Zumba job.
Oh, that's
and
right.
I've got to
record
I got to record my dances and get them submitted. And it was honestly, I have not choreographed a song or done anything in several years. Like since I've been in Florida, I have not taught.
Right.
And I miss it so much. And I like kind of and I'm not anything special. I'm not great or anything, nothing, but the creativity that comes with like trying to figure out, choreography for a song.
Right.
So
right.
I was like, let me find a newer song to choreograph because I can pull out the songs that I choreographed like back several years ago, but they're all older, and let me see if I have something new. So I did, I just choreographed.
Some Jungkook.
I tried to for a warm up. I did, but I could not. I was only able to eke out. It's been a minute and my brain is rusty. I was only able to eke out one song. So I did a Bad Bunny song.
Okay.
And I didn't know what I want. In my mind, it's so crazy. Speaking of my mind, like I hear the song, like the beat is so good, and I want to dance to it so badly, but in my mind I can do so much more than my body really can do. Have you ever had dreams where like I've had dreams, Dawn, where I have like been dancing like, who is this chick? She is bad. I can't do none of that stuff. I can't do none of it.
Wake up and twist the ankle.
I mean, I choreograph some crazy moves in my mind. Can't do them in real life. But so this song comes on and it makes me want to do like so much. And I'm like, okay, Beth, keep it down to like 4 counts and some 8 counts and shut your mouth and keep it moving. You know what I mean? Stop that. So, but it was so fun to do it again. Like I haven't done it in a while. So I was able to get one song out. I'm going to do an older song that I haven't done in a long time. But it's a fun song. So I'm going to submit that one along with this new one and then do like a warm up for her so that she can see. But it was nice to kind of get those creative juices flowing. I haven't had to do it in a while. And it was so
we're gonna have to have an update though, this video submission and how that's gonna go. And okay, now
we'll see. I'm like, I don't know. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's just Zumba at a gym. It's nothing. But it's just
Zumba
for me.
Gym, you're gonna be doing your stuff. You're gonna
I'm just excited.
You know how to do.
Because I we love to dance and I put music on it. It just makes me feel so good. If things weren't the way they were and I could do anything in the world and I didn't have to worry about daily living and what's more important and everything else, I promise you, dancer all day. I would do every genre all day. I would do it all day long if I could. So
I'm excited. I
so
forgot
we'll
all about
see.
that.
I'm
So
a little bit weird because I'm not really great. I hate myself I don't like to hear my voice. I don't like to see myself on camera.
I was just about to
do
say
any of this. Ugh.
I was just about to say, I feel the only thing that I'm sad about is that I'm not there because I feel, I'm your stage mom when it comes to performances. And so I feel like whoever is handling the camera, how are we going to do it, needs to be on the side. I'm like, look at the camera, Beth. Smile, Beth.
Smile.
Beth, look up at it.
That's what I'm going to have to do because,
stop going in your head.
Exactly what I'm going to do. I might have to take a shot before I get in there so I can get have a shot of something.
I have to get a little loose so that I can,
basically perform in front of the camera because, you know, you want somebody who's gonna, and I feel like when I get in front of a crowd, it hits me and I can like, you know, get motivated and get pumped, but like, it's hard. It's not, you know, I don't, it's not, for me, it does not come naturally because even though I'm very, as my kids tell me, over the top and over dramatic and everything else, when it comes to like to them and just the way I react to things, when you put a camera in front of my face, or if I have to do it in front of somebody, you know, I'm like, I turn into Eeyore, my four-legged donkey walking friend.
Just remember to pivot, Beth. Just pivot. This is the case where you can pivot.
Swivel a couple of times. Yeah.
Anyway. So we're gonna have some follow-ups with that. And you know what? We're gonna save it for next time. I'm not even gonna bring it up. Nope. We done.
Are you gonna remember it?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
How dare you, heifer?
All right. Okay. It's my bad. My bad.
I'm gonna get off of here.
It's
early enough. You gotta eat something before going to bed and making this money.
Yep. All right, Dawn.
All right, Beth. I ain't saying.
But I'm saying. Talk to you later.
Us.
All right.
We're
bye.
out. Bye.